Okay, in this part of the lesson, we're going to be working with converting between fractions, decimals, and percents. So here, we're going to start out with a fraction and we're going to convert to the other two forms. So remembering that when we work with a fraction, this piece right here is also a division bar. Okay, so if we're going to go through, we could divide this out using our calculator. I will show you on a couple of these how else you could do it without using the calculator. But for right now, we'll go ahead and use that format because that's what we had previously learned. So we have 17,000. So if I were to punch that in on the calculator, we would do 17 divided by 1,000. And now I'm going to hit my equal sign, gives me 0.017 for my decimal form. Okay, if I was now going to convert that into its percent form, just previously using our previous skills, remember we want our percent sign back here, right? So we're going to go two places towards where I would put a percent sign, which becomes 1.7%. Okay, 55 hundredths, well, that's the same. I shouldn't really have to do the second one using a calculator because remember we're going to, anything over 100 is its percent of 55, so the top number gives us the percent. That would be the same as 0.55 because we have two zeros. We're going to have two places behind our decimal. Okay, 17 tenths. So if we use our calculator, 17, whoops, I got to change something here. 17, delete that off quick. 17 divided by 10 gives me 1.7. Okay. If I didn't want to use the calculator, I didn't have access to a calculator, as long as I convert everything so that the bottom number becomes 100. So if I was going to make this 100, I would have to move my decimal one more place this way, right? So decimal's there currently. I'm going to go one more place that way. Okay, so it's 170 hundredths. So as a percentage, that's 170%. Then I could have worked off of that and gone two places away from percent sign, and it takes me right back to that form. Okay, you have to choose what you're most comfortable with. You're not always going to have access to a calculator. So if I, on this last one, didn't have access, I could take 50 times 2, and that's going to become 44 over 100. Well, now there it is, my percent, 44%, because it's always over 100, which would be as a decimal two places back, 0.44. Okay. All right, so let's have you guys try a couple. Remember, if you're pushing it in on your calculator, it's always your top divided by your bottom. All right. Why don't you guys try these three independently and then check back on your answers. Okay, so for each of those, the first one you should have gotten 0.017, which is 1.7%. The second one, 134 over 100 is 134%, which is the same as 1.34. And 7 tenths I wrote out as 0.7 and then moved my decimal two places towards the percent sign, which became 70%. So notice that in my second and my third ones, I started them out differently. The second one, I did the percent first and then changed it to its decimal form. And in the third one, I did its decimal form and then changed it into its percent form because that's how my brain was seeing it. I was reading that 7 tenths as 7 tenths and then converting it to its percent form. And in the top one, I was seeing the percent over 100. So 134 gave me the percent because it was already over 100. And then I converted to its decimal form. Remember, you can always do top divided by bottom.